And are you refreshed? Good. Now what? You know, there are supposed to be fewer and fewer and fewer.
Well, I knew I'd be in this seat. I felt that I'd be in this seat, and I'm really happy to be in this seat. I'm enjoying playing the game. I played the game on both segments of Refreshing, and here's how I played it. I went to the bathroom. And what I realized was that there was a need, a serious need, and that was for the men to stop using the men's bathroom and for the women to take it over. That, for me, is a manifestation of the game that I play every day. I also realize that the questions that I'm going to ask have been in me since I was a kid. And the question that I'm going to ask, I believe that this universal consciousness wants to be asked. And though I've listened to you for a few years, I've never been here before. But I was at home the moment I walked in. And as a result, standing out there drinking water with this badge on, just like everybody else, people were coming to me saying, where is this and where is that? And I was happy to point them in the wrong direction if I could, because I believe in contrast. I'm a walking encyclopedia of misinformation. Here's the thing. Here's my question. As you described Esther and what is her bliss, is to see other people find theirs. That is my bliss.
Yeah. Clearly.
And I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Mostly on an individual level. And I know that you learned through someone else, or Esther learned from someone else, and heard and desired to be a part of that thing.
Actually, not so much.
Maybe Jerry did.
Jerry was seeking. Esther was living happily ever after.
Is it true, though, that there had to have been in Esther the desire to be here?
Here?
Or somewhere like here?
Esther's desire, like all of you, from the day that she came into this physical body, was to be happy. And she had the early experience of not much getting in the way of that. In fact, the only thing that ever got in the way of Esther's happiness was Esther. There were no outside circumstances or anything like that. But because of Jerry's powerful asking, and because of their relationship and Esther's sort of inherent desire to uplift, it came about. We are certain that if Esther had known in the early stages of meditation that it would lead to this, she would not have allowed it. She would have got in the way of that, because her thought about what this was different than what she thought she wanted. But Esther is sort of irrelevant to this equation. What's up with you?
Well, okay, what's up with me is that I want to do what Esther does. I want to do it. And I have always believed that I would and could, but I have had things that I have created to be in my way to get to that point. And I believe that today, that being today, now, that I am in a place where I am receiving, I've allowed up to the point of receiving. And that which I have received, I have thought of as that which would block me the most. And that was some of my theological ideas and my flesh, or there's the theological word for you, my human apparatus has operated at times in certain ways that created for me a huge social and mental block to me being acceptable to me to be in the position to do this. in a larger scale.
The bigger the problem that your life has created, the bigger the solution has simultaneously been accomplished. And so that's worth thinking about. We just want to explain something to you just now, really for the first time ever. Esther always centers herself. In the beginning, she was sort of hanging on for dear life over here because the blending of Abraham energy and Esther energy was a little unsettling to her, and she would feel a sort of swooning in it. And so she wanted something that was stable, that she could lean against or prop herself up against. And she knew that what this experience standing here, getting ready for Abraham to speak to you, what it was mostly about was her letting go of anything. She just wanted to get herself out of the way. She didn't want any of her beliefs or concerns or even knowledge about anyone in the room to be in any way a hindrance to anything that Abraham had to offer. And so her words to us as she settled into this were always, Abraham, I want to speak clearly your words, meaning I don't want any of my words to get in the way here. And of course, they are all Esther's words that she's interpreting from the blocks of thought that we are offering. But we're getting to something really important for you here today, just now. Right before you, as Esther was standing here, she was ready. She knew she was ready. And we said to her, you're in the receiving mode. And it's the first time that we have said, you are in the receiving mode, because this receiving mode conversation is relatively new to the discussion. But we said it to her because we wanted to have this conversation with all of you. We want to acknowledge to you that there isn't anything that is happening here that is not available to each one of you if it is something that you desire, because every one of you is an extension of source energy. Now, all that has happened here, and we don't mean to diminish Esther's experience here, because Esther and Jerry have been focused upon this for a long time, and focus matters. Focus matters in the sense of momentum and all of that sort of thing. But we want you to understand that Esther is not exceptional in this way, because simply what Esther has accomplished is an environment where she can easily release her conscious thought and allow her vibration to sync with that of her source. And that's what the receptive mode is. Esther syncing with her source also syncs her with her vortex, which means anything and everything that's in her vortex that matters to her is flowing productively in those moments. In an environment like this, it is all about you, because she understands what we've been saying for a long time. The step 1 is ask, and step 2 is source answers, and step 3 is you got to be in the receptive mode in order to allow it. And so she understands this manifestational process. And what she demonstrates here, far beyond the clever words that she finds in response to what we mean, far beyond her ability to sync with us so that she gets the subtle meaning and can deliver it to you in ways that you can get it on all levels of your being, far beyond the words or the expressions or the experiences that come, what Esther mostly is a demonstration of the receiving mode, which you all want. And what you do with it after you get it is completely up to you. There is no assignment that you need to stand on a stage and talk to people about things that they're wanting to know. There are no assignments. All of that you've picked up along your physical trail. And so if you get it, that what Esther is about is a demonstration of deliberate alignment with infinite intelligence, and that's something that you want, then the process for you is as simple as the process was for Esther. She meditated.